Hello, hi everybody. We're live on ZoukCast, another episode, this time on Saturday, because we have a special guest that couldn't be with us on Wednesday. So, first of all, I want to say hi to Adilio. How are you doing, Adilio? Oh, shit, my laptop. So, Adilio I told me yesterday he was watching ZoukCast and he liked the concept. So, soon we will have Adilio on the ZoukCast. And as every week, I have here my partner, Nymph. How you doing, Nymph?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, also. So this week, we're talking about one hot subject on the Zouk scene. We're talking about Bachata Sensual. And we have a very special guest here. Is my personal friend and really good bachata teacher and artist. His name is Alex, and he's from Barcelona, but he's working all around the world. How are you, Alex?
Hello everyone. I'm fine. Looking forward to this experience. I'm ready.
Okay, so this will be a Zoukcast episode with a really big Spanish accent.
Definitely, yeah.
Uh, for all the people that don't know Alex, he's working in Bachata Sensual for many years now, and he's building a special project. It's called like a Bachata World Corporation, something like that. Can you explain a little bit about us, Alex?
Yeah, it's called Alex and Laura World Bachata Corporation, and the idea is that we're building some teams all around the world, and they condense our shows, our choreographies, training with my current partner, Laura. And well, that's mainly it. Yeah.
Okay. Just today I saw on Facebook that Adriana and Anita are doing something similar.
Yeah. Well,
Same?
the first ones to do something like that were Ataca en la Alemana, another very famous bachata couple, and then they went Adriana and Anita, and then like several couples has done the same, like Daniel and Desiree, Cork and Judith, etc. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a thing that is going on with many couples right now.
Yeah, a few of them. Yeah.
Okay, so by the way, this Zoukcast episode could be sponsored by, I don't know, Coca-Cola or maybe Jack Daniels or something like that, but it's not. So if you want to sponsor Zoukcast, you can write to us and we will have a little a little chat about that. Let's start with the subject. So there's this opinion going on the Zouk world about Bachata Sensual stealing Zouk moves or using Zouk moves in a not so proper way. But first, I would like you, Alex, to explain to us what exactly is Bachata Sensual and how it does compare to other styles of bachata.
Okay. So sensual bachata is like an evolution, okay, of the traditional Dominican bachata. Is not similar to the way of the traditional bachata was made before. Okay, so it's something different, and it's like a mix between we maintain the same pattern, the same basics, but it's more about body movements, corporal movements, following and leading, and yeah, it has a mix with some Zouk moves, West Coast swing, etc., etc.
Yeah, because I always say to people when they talk to me about this subject, I always say I know Alex, and he's the only teacher that has been on a stage with me, and he took the microphone to say, okay, did you see that Zouk? Bachata Sensual used some of that material. So you are one of the ones that acknowledge that you are actually using material from Zouk, as well as you said West Coast swing and other dances.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this topic is like very, very old. Okay, it's like salsa, like kizomba, okay, like like the Cuban salsa, and then salsa LA, and then this is not salsa because or kizomba, no, the traditional Angolan kizomba, or the more French kizomba nowadays with more tango steps. So this has been like going on and on for a long time now, even in within the bachata wall, okay, we have our things as well. Like for example, if you go to see like a bachata competition, uh, so there has been like some winners in the last years, and the people are not agree because they are saying, okay, that's not bachata, okay, because they are doing so many acrobatics, so many lifts. So what's the point where it's still bachata or is not anymore? Okay.
Or is circus.
Exactly. So we have our own problems inside as well. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's the same in all dancers.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. So, for example, in my case, okay, I come from ballroom dance. So I used to dance before like valse, the tango, quick step, cha-cha-cha, jive, etc. And my way to dance bachata, okay, at the beginning, it has evolved a little bit during the years. But at the beginning, the idea was I dance bachata like what we call modern bachata, okay, which is basic bachata steps with salsa turns, like salsa patterns, like a setenta, and this kind of stuff, okay?
Yeah.
So it was not sensual. And then I saw Corke, a video on YouTube of Corke, from Corke and Judith, which is the creator of what we call today sensual bachata style. So then I thought, okay, that's really different than what I'm dancing, and I really like the style. I would like to dance a little bit more like that. So I went to Cadiz and I took an hour, a private lesson with Corke to understand the way of leading and following and some things, okay? And then I came back and then I tried to apply all that to the things that I was doing before. So I was doing my bachata, and I was mixing already bachata with ballroom, okay? Because as I told you, I was a ballroom dancer, so I was mixing bachata with some rumba bolero movements, okay? So that was my style. And then I introduced the sensual bachata thing. But I always explain this to my students, okay? I never say, okay, welcome to a bachata class. I say, okay, welcome, this is a sensual bachata class. This is different from traditional bachata. This is the difference, etc., etc. And yeah, for me, it's not that much as a problem as long as you explain what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's not disrespectful.
Yeah. Well, it surprised me, Nymph. We know as Zoukers that Zouk is a fusion of so many different things.
Yeah.
So why everybody in Zouk is complaining about sensual bachata using Zouk moves? What do you think is that?
Because they don't know the other styles where the move came from. It can be like from modern or from some other ballroom dance or maybe from hip hop, or they use techniques from other dances and they use it in Zouk. And people think if they see those moves, like, hey, that's a move from Zouk. But it can be like that they use in bachata or in salsa move that came from hip hop or from modern dances. And people, when they see it, they don't know the background, they don't know where it came from, but they think, hey, it's from Zouk. I think that's the main reason why people think the moves came from Zouk. But Zouk is not, for me, Zouk is not like one dance. Zouk is a mix from other dances.
Yeah. So, but it's not only students that they are complaining about bachata. I guess the teachers that did complain, I recently read a Facebook post by Leticia, from Daniela Leticia. She's my teacher in Zouk, and she was complaining a little bit about technique and about how the Zouk moves were being applied and how some professionals in the bachata world are not taking the proper time and the proper classes to learn and understand and comprehend how these moves should be done. And I guess the problem for them is more in a technical side of the thing, rather than not liking the fusion. You know, what do you think about that, Alex?
Yeah, I was reading that post as well on Facebook, um, and yeah, I've been listening to this like a long time ago. Not It's not just right now. And so the thing is, for example, there are some other bachata couples that they are using a lot of Zouk movements in their shows or choreos, or in their workshops or social dancing. I used a little bit of them, but not as much, but a little bit in my shows as well, on when I'm social dancing. So for me, the thing is to try to understand how it works. Okay, so for example. I know some stuff from sensual bachata, and then someday some sub teacher came to me and he told me, no, but you're doing this wrong. This is not like that because you cannot block the girl because blah blah, blah, etc., etc. Okay.
Yeah, I know you took some classes to try to improve these kind of things.
Exactly. So you have come to some sensual bachata classes and you've seen that there are some difference in the way we lead the girl. Okay. So at the end, I think all the options are okay, are good. But if not, so if some Zouk teacher tells me, no, the way you're leading this, like to move the neck of the lady or whatever, is just an example, is better this way because of that. And he gave me a good explanation, and then I try it, and then I understand, then I apply it as well, and I explain it in this way. So I don't have any problem with that. It's not, no, in sensual bachata is like that, and then is what we dance. No, I always try to learn some things.
Yeah, I guess that there are some issues with. I never heard these comments about you, exactly you personally, but I heard about all of your mates in bachata. I won't name nobody because I don't want to put you in trouble.
Thank you.
Maybe we will post some link after in the comments of the show so people can see what I'm talking about. But there's like some videos where a bachata couple, really famous bachata couple, they are doing a bachata show, and then suddenly they start. It's not mixing Zouk into bachata. They are like dancing Zouk, and it's really. I don't want to be harsh, but an ugly way of doing Zouk. Because the technique is not there, and they are trying to do not to adapt Zouk moves into bachata, but they are trying to do Zouk. So my first feeling about that when I see that is, as a Zouker, is if somebody that knows knows dance generally, they see that and they don't know Zouk, and and I know that this couple, they say, yeah, we're doing Zouk on this part of the show. These people that don't know Zouk but know the dance in general, they will think Zouk is an ugly dance because it can be hurtful, it's not beautiful, and I know that's not the case. But on the other side, people that don't know how to dance properly, like beginners or intermediate of a specific dance, and they see that, they like the move because it's really different, but they don't know that that's not proper Zouk. They will copy the bad technique and the bad move, and they can get hurt, and they can get problems in the neck or in the back.
Yeah.
That's my main concern about this kind of appropriation of Zouk without the proper training, without the proper taking classes with a good Zouk professional before you use Zouk in your show.
Yeah, well, I agree with that actually. I mean, I wouldn't be so worried about under my perspective, under the show, because at the end, the show, it's a show. But yes, more like if you are teaching that, like if you're a bachata couple and you have incorporated some Zouk movements that you really don't know how to do properly or leading properly, and then you teach that in a workshop, and then some girls can get hurt, then that will be a problem. Yeah, and I agree with that. And for example, I always try to teach, when I teach a class or workshop, the things that I understand completely, that I've tried like many times, and that I know that they are okay. And now I can try some crazy stuff on the dance floor with my partner just for trying to create new things, but I don't teach that.
By the way, you have an advantage of that, because your current partner, Laura, she did some Lamba Zouk before.
Yeah, that's right. That's a big advantage. It's true. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that the problem for me, and I don't know if Nymph does agree with me, it's I've had this moment of watching a class like by not a person that I consider a good teacher, but a person that he's trying to teach without knowing properly the thing that he's teaching. I had this sensation of watching a class, watching like a deep cambre, very bad execution, and you feel the pain of the lady, but feeling the same thing, watching a professional dancer, that's really bad for me. What do you say, Neil?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. If they don't know the proper techniques and how to explain them, and don't know where it came from and how to explain them properly to the students, it can be harmful, and it can get bruises or how do you call injuries? Yes. Yeah, true.
Okay, so let's move on from this bad side of the conversation. There's one thing that interests me a little bit, and also from Kizomba, but as well as Bachata Sensual. I guess that we Zouk dancers and Zouk performers and Zouk promoters have a lot to learn about the big increase and the big raise of Bachata Sensual and Kizomba in the world. We've been working like for years trying to promote Zouk, and we can see like these other scenes that seem younger in our places, because maybe Kizomba was not so big in Barcelona, for example, and Bachata Sensual was not so big in Barcelona either, but they are now really big scenes, but the Zouk keeps the same. It's not growing. So, Alex, what are the lessons, or what are the things that you think that Zouk is doing wrong in the way of keeping up and getting bigger, that Bachata did right?
Well, that's a very interesting question, actually, and a little bit difficult to answer. I don't know. I've always thought that at first Lamba Zouk, when it was called Lamba Zouk here in Barcelona, after Zouk, etc., it was for a limited group of people. Like you need to have some how I can say, you have to be like in maybe my father couldn't dance Lamba Zouk, you know what I mean, or my mother for the neck things or whatever, even if they know the proper technique to do it. Maybe it's for a little bit more like a certain age people, something like that.
Or maybe a physical condition. So
yeah, thank you. Physical condition, yeah. So, and with Kizomba doesn't happen like that at all. It's much easier at the beginning. Plus, in Zouk, it's really technical. So I guess most of the people at the beginning, so that they want to have fun socially dancing, they go to a Zouk class, and I don't know exactly how it works, okay, here in Barcelona, but maybe if in the first class you start teaching like all the technical details that they have to know, etc., they get a little bit bored, or they think this is not what I want. I want just to have fun. Show me some steps, or you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's what I think, that it's too technical for the beginners. And then if you continue the process, you catch up, and then you get very interested in what you can do. But maybe at the beginning, it's not like the best dance for like the easier dance to catch up people, you know?
So maybe the problem is that we are not making easy enough for the beginners, and we should water down the technical part of Zouk, because I think we are trying to do that, but maybe we didn't go far enough in that
No,
way.
but maybe I don't know. I mean, I haven't been to a beginner's class of Zouk here in Barcelona, so I don't know how it really works. But I know that, for example, if you go to a beginner's class in Kizomba, like they teach you, apart from the holding position, the technique, etc. They teach you like 2 or 3 steps that you can, after that you can dance a song. Okay, of Kizomba, I don't know if it's like that in Zouk. I really don't know.
Well, I can speak for my beginner levels and the ones that I did with Spiral Dancers when I was with them, and it was more or less like that. We teach some basic steps on the first class, and finally an hour later they could dance a song with more or less more or less feeling good. But I don't know if it's like that in all the other Zouk scenes. So, Nymph, how are the beginner classes there in?
Well, when I started with Zouk, Claudio Gomez was teaching in Holland, and he came from Brazil, and he developed the way he teaches Zouk, like Zouk Love. Like, he made it really easy for the people here in Holland, and a lot of people liked it, and they came to dance Zouk. But nowadays, people are teaching different styles. Bringing other styles from Rio style Zouk or M Zouk basics here in Holland. And when I start teaching, I notice a lot of beginners also complain like, "Hey, this is difficult for them."
Yeah, because of the different styles.
Yeah, and also when I teach like bachata basic or kizomba basic, within an hour they can do, like, because bachata use the 4-step, like 1, 2, 3, and the tick. It's easy for them to follow, and even if they do kizomba, it's also easy to follow. But if I teach them the Zouk basic, like tum chik chik or 1 2 3 or quick quick slow or whatever, like in front or back, it's difficult for them. I think that's one of the thing that they are holding back. Like, it's difficult for beginners to learn the basic. But once they have the basic, it will take a while, and then they can learn faster.
So maybe it has to do with the freedom that Zouk has in the basic step, because you can do many different kinds of basic, while in the other dances the basic step is really I don't know how to say in English.
Like it's a structure. Like,
yeah,
when
really structure, and it doesn't have so much freedom. Right?
Yeah.
So. What's the advice that you will give us, Alex, in that respect? Would you advise Zouk instructors to just focus on one structure basic and not show so much freedom to the students until they are later on their formation? Because what I fear is that most of the people coming to Zouk, what they like about it is the freedom of the dance.
Mm-hmm.
So should we restrict that freedom on the beginning?
No, not restrict the freedom, but maybe to make it a little bit easier, the first classes, just so the people get interested in the dance, or how I can say it. So at least when they are doing the first classes of Zouk, they can feel confidence to go and dance, even if it's the basic steps for a little bit, and they don't have to focus as much in technical details. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that, like, have the people let a little bit more fun at the beginning, and yeah, it's what I think. For example, in my bachata classes, okay, I don't start never in the first level teaching like sensual stuff, because it's hard. I mean, it's like when you're dancing like sensual bachata in advanced level, all the body isolations, following a lead, etc., is like similar things that you do guys in Zouk, okay? Most of the things are very similar. And you cannot teach that to a beginner. So what I focus at the beginning is that the people understand. So like the people understand how the bachata works, okay? So the rhythm, the basics, the music, etc., etc. So the people can go after that and dance, even if it's with just a basic and a simple turn, okay? Some bachata songs, and so after a while, step by step, then in second level or third level, then I start teaching the sensual stuff, like body waves, body rolls, body isolations. And here, when I start at this point, is when the sensual bachata, it differentiates from the modern bachata, okay? Because at the beginning it's like normal bachata, I would say, and then the level goes like that, okay, growing and growing, because this is like really difficult stuff. And then I can see there that some people don't continue because the things that we were talking about the physical condition of the people that maybe is not that young, they don't like that stuff. They don't, or they find it too difficult for them.
Yeah. And how long does it take to from the beginner to start doing this kind, like you said, maybe on second level? That's like about 3 months in the.
Yeah. So it depends of the average level of the group. Sometimes I start teaching that on second level or on third level. So yeah, between the third and 6 months, something like that. Yeah, in between.
Yeah, because what I find also really funny about Zouk students is that they want to do all the hard stuff from the beginning. Like, no, I don't want you to teach me the basic step. I want you to teach me how to do these movements, like that, do like that.
All this cool stuff.
Yeah. But what they don't realize is even for bachata people that come to Zouk, like trying to improve the bachata, but also to learn some Zouk. What they don't realize is that in Zouk, these kind of movements are a little bit different because they are doing with displacement. It's not on the spot. We don't go out of the axis on the spot. Like mostly in bachata, you do these things on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
But on Zouk, we are moving while we are out of the axis.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's another level of difficulty because you need more physical preparation for doing that. You need control on the abs and you need a strong core for doing that. Mm-hmm. So how do the teachers refrain and try to keep the students interested when they want to learn the cool stuff, but you cannot teach that if you want to be a good teacher?
Yeah, it's for me the question.
Yeah, it's like a rhetorical question, but either of you can help.
I don't know. Honestly, I have the same problem that you're mentioning, like in my bachata classes as well. It's not just a Zouk thing. As I told you, when I start with the sensual bachata stuff, I can see that that not very young people is interested anymore. They don't like the stuff. They find it very difficult, and they just quit. You know. And at the end, you if you go to bachata, sensual bachata congress, or I don't know how it's in Zouk exactly, but you don't see like really mature people dancing sensual bachata. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't see like 50-year-old guys like doing body waves and this kind of stuff. Maybe some, but it's not the common thing. It's not the usual thing. So maybe at the end, I don't know if this sensual bachata and Zouk, these kind of dances are a little bit more limited on, you know, on age. I don't know. Meanwhile, kizomba or Argentinian tango or another kind of dances, they can be danced during a lot of years.
Yeah, in fact, I had a conversation about kizomba some weeks ago, and I was joking to a lady because she was angry that I said that kizomba music evolved from Zouk music, and
I remember.
she didn't understand me properly. She was thinking that I was talking about the dance and I was talking about the music.
Yeah.
And I joke with her like, don't worry, I like kizomba. I probably will dance kizomba when I'm 80 years old and my knees doesn't work anymore. But she was so angry, like, do you say that kizomba is for old people? But more or less,
I know what you meant, and I think you guys understood my point. It's just like the same happens in salsa and bachata world. You know, I've heard many times a comment, "Oh, you're dancing bachata because you're old and you cannot dance salsa anymore." You know, something like that. So it's the same thing. Like the bachata was the easy thing, and then salsa is a difficult one. You know?
So, but by the way, if there's some not so young couple or people watching now, I want to mention like a really nice couple that they dance Zouk for a while, and they were like 50 some, and they are called Maria and Manolo. Maybe you know them, Alex, from here from Barcelona. They were inspired dancers, like the not young couple. From Barcelona. They were really good, and they did everything, like the compress, the acrobatics, and they were 50 some, and they never danced before. So if you're a not so young guy or girl, don't get in the back because of the difficulty, because you can do it. You just need to practice. That's
definitely. So I'm sure that everybody can do it, but they don't have to quit. You know, they have to follow.
Yeah, they have to insist.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Even for me as a beginner, you don't know how bad I was as a beginner. Like I came from American football, and I was like 25 kilos more of muscle and fat. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost all that weight, but I was like stiff, like a iron bar. So whenever Leticia told me like move your hip, I was moving my whole body because I couldn't move just the hip. You know? So I kept months and months trying to move the hip. So it's not a question of age; it's a question of practice, I think.
Yeah. Maybe it's a mix of everything. Yeah. Definitely, because when you're getting older and older, if you don't keep your shape, you know.
Yeah.
You're not in shape, probably you don't find your hips, so aware that you don't have hips anymore. But yeah, otherwise, yeah.
And anyways, dance keeps you younger, and Nymph is the example of that. How old are you, Nymph? I was so surprised to hear your age when you told me.
Yes, 43.
You're 43, really?
Yeah. He seems like a 32.
Yeah, you don't look 43 at all. Wow. I have to switch to Zouk, I think.
Yeah, it's a good motivation. But I think also why people quit at a certain moment, because most of the people, the majority of the people that are coming to dance Zouk, they are more like social dancers. And they are like in the beginning they are passionate because they like Zouk, but at a certain moment they lost the passion from Zouk and they are starting to dance more for social and to get contact with other people. And when I see that people, those people that are passionate and motivated, they keep dancing like for a long time. And all these other people, like social dancers, they quit after a while, or they don't go to classes, they don't improve anymore. So like after 10, 15 years, they are dancing still the same. While people that are motivated and inspired and passionate, they learn the same. Like in 3-4 years, they can dance even better than people that are dancing like for 15 years.
Yeah.
That's different. I also see with dancers.
So anyway, you dance bachata, you dance kizomba, you dance Zouk, you dance salsa. What you need is motivation and practice, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I think time is running off because we want to keep the episodes for half an hour more or less. So just to finish with that note about motivation and practice, I just want to thank Alex for being here and for taking the time to address this what the fuck with the Bachata Sensual that we did today. Thank you, Alex, for being here.
Guys, I thought it was going to be much worse than that, but it was okay.
Well, in fact, we tried to invite some Zouk teachers to be like debating with you, but we couldn't find anybody free. We will invite somebody to take a second part on the subject in the future. So I will be really glad if you can also be with us on the second part.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for inviting me.
You're welcome. Niv, just a quick note. Today was the Zouk flash mob or Zouk day, like they call it now. And next week we're doing an episode about that, right?
Yeah. So everyone who wants to see and want to listen more and hear more info about the Zouk flash mob, just watch next week, Wednesday.
Yeah. So thank you, Niv, for being here, and thank you the noise behind Niv, like it's called Ariana, I mean. So next week, guys.
Hello, goodbye.
Hello, Ariana. So next week, people will be here on Wednesday again, and we will talk about the flash mob. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Laka laka.